No intro. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. This stream should be going out to everybody, of course, on Locked On Pirates on YouTube, Locked On Pirates on Twitter, and at MVP_Ethan. But also, where are my manners? We have Ryan Clary of Locked On Nationals here as well, also including his name, even though you
Hmm.
probably can't see it because I have a wonderful graphic behind me from Twitter that is just showing you the odds of the first ever MLB Draft Lottery, which me and Ryan were speaking before we started the live and said this is a interesting idea. Um,
Yeah,
very interesting.
and the thing is with it's gonna take there's gonna be like an adjustment period because no one really truly knows if we're gonna like it or not. Which the thing is, you have all your trust in these ping pong balls getting shipped out. All I care about right now is for the Nationals to get the number one overall pick, and that's the thing that truly just sucks about this in my mind. We don't really know that. Like, obviously, we have the same odds as the Pirates and as well as the Oakland A's. But then again, we were the worst team in baseball. We deserve that number one overall pick. We deserve it. We should have it. And that's what I'm banking on tonight. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I
hopefully it
think we're
comes
both
down
in
to
the
that.
same boat. I mean, I don't know if the Pirates will get the number one overall pick. Quite frankly, just based off of how the MLB draft works, I don't think it will really matter too much. I
Yes.
mean, depending on where this happens and when this happens, because of course the MLB draft is like 7 months away right now from
Yeah.
this time that we're talking. And that's not including the 2 or 3 years it'll probably take to see said prospect that gets picked number one anyway. I was
True.
talking to a good friend of mine that I know though, that did bring up the point that in future years, when you have that Bryce Harper esque prospect or that Garrett Cole esque prospect that you know is going to go number one, like literally no matter what he does in his final year of college ball or
Yep.
high school ball, then the draft lottery gets a little interesting, which is where the ping pong balls come even more crazy because of the fact that I believe, and I think we talked about it and tried to get the extent of it figured out before we got on here, but you cannot have the number one pick back to back years, I believe, and you can only have a top three pick 3 years in a row, I think. And then after that, you cannot have it. I don't remember how it all works. This is all, of course, new to anybody who's a baseball fan because the only draft lottery we know about usually is the NHL and the NBA draft lottery. And trust me, there's been some funky stuff that's happened in those lotteries the last couple of years. If you follow those
Yeah.
sports closely, just look at how the Pelicans got Zion Williamson. They were projected to have like the 12th
Seventh
pick.
pick, something like that. Craziness. And that's also kind of like the fun thing about it, to where like it could just be some random nobody team that you weren't really expecting to win the whole lottery. Like, let's say that this year, if it would be the Texas Rangers, it feels like everything is going right for them recently. So it would be kind of interesting to see like them end up with the number one overall pick. But then again, like, who knows? It's all in these ping pong balls. All our faith are in these ping pong balls to roll out in our favorite team's manner. That's all we want right now. And I just want to wait. Hopefully we're there at number one. But I just know for a fact, Ethan, I just know we're going to end up with like the seventh overall pick or like the sixth overall pick. And this entire tanking season of trading Juan Soto, trading Josh Bell, trading Trey Turner last year, trading Max Scherzer last year, all of this will be for nothing. And maybe I sound whiny right now because I kind of am. I'm
So if we're gonna have fun with this, by the way, would the so just take the last excuse me, just take the last half decade,
mhm.
for instance. Would the team of players that the Pirates and Nationals have traded together make the playoffs? I
Of
mean,
course.
you're talking about a rotation alone of Garrett Cole, Jamison Taillon, and Joe Musgrove, and that's before you even get to the Washington Nationals. You're
Yeah,
then
Max
talking about
Scherzer.
Max Scherzer is an option, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you're getting into uncharted territory of players that they've let walk, like a
There's been a
Bryce
lot of
Harper.
those.
Then you have
And
Josh Bell, who was traded by both teams, so obviously he's
yep,
the captain of the team.
he is. He's
Um,
rolling down. And I mean, Juan Soto, Trey Turner over at shortstop. I mean, and if we're even including players that have walked, you're going to have Anthony Rendon over at third base. I mean, who else is there? I mean, if you really want to go back, you'd have a closer as Blake Trinan for the Nationals. I mean, you'd have Mark Melanson,
Clay
again,
Holmes,
another former Pirates.
Tyler Anderson,
Yes.
and Jose Quintana.
Now that we're actually mentioning these names off, that would be a World Series team. Like, that would be a team that would actually make it to the World Series, which sucks to say.
Harper Man asked, by the way, is this the first ever draft lottery in Major League Baseball, or is it the first one of the year? This is the first ever MLB Draft Lottery. It was, I believe, a contractual thing they came up with in the collective bargaining agreement, if I am not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I guess they decided it would be a fun thing to do. I mean, again, I'm honestly here because I find this very fun. I think that it will just honestly be an absolute blast just because nobody knows what's going to happen. That's why I do love draft lotteries, especially the NHL and the NBA. Again, draft lotteries are fun. I mean, you look at the graphics going on here, the Milwaukee Brewers could end up with the number 1 overall pick here, which is very unlikely if you look at the graphic behind me and Ryan. It's very unlikely that happens. I also might be able to show this off a little bit better. Yes, I can. There we go. As you can see, we're now on the bottom of the screen. But you can see Nationals, Athletics, Pirates, all with the top odds, followed by Cincinnati, followed by Kansas City, Detroit, Texas, Colorado, Miami. It gets kind of fast after that.
Oh, yeah.
Ref the District says, "What's up, boys? Clary is the dude. Let us to your Locked On Pirates." Of course, that's what we're all here for, man. It's a Locked On Podcast Network where it's your team every day, or in the case of the Pittsburgh Pirates, every night. Because for some reason, I'm a night owl that likes to record podcasts at 8:30 in the evening. But to get into some stuff that happened today before this all kicks off here in about 7 minutes, where do you want to start? I mean, there was a lot that happened today. I do like making fun of John Heyman, so we can always make fun of John Heyman first if you want to do that.
Yeah, definitely, because that was something to where literally before he tweeted out, and for people who don't know, John Heyman tweeted out that it looked like the Giants were going to be closing in on Aaron Judge. And when saying that, and you don't really phrase it like it's a sure thing, you commented in our group chat and you were like, let's see if this is real. Little do we know, a minute later, John Heyman goes, the Giants have not had any word about Aaron Judge yet, and he will not be signing as of right now. Something like that. I don't have the tweet right in front of me, but he backtracked on his tweet, and what are we doing? I mean, John Heyman, I don't know what to say about him anymore, man. He gets some things right, but when you have Aaron Judge, the biggest free agent in this year's class, one of the bigger names of all time. I'm not all time, but over the last few years, but the home run king of this past season, someone who, depends on who you ask, it's the home run king in baseball for a single season. But just blatantly tweeting that out without even knowing is kind of bizarre, and two, just wrong, because I was getting ready to take my victory lap. I don't know about you, Ethan.
There was a lot of victory laps to have there.
Yeah.
Now, from other trusted sources that are closer to the San Francisco Giants, there were reports that the players and some of the coaching staff were informed that did appear that Judge would be coming on pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just to cut myself off here, I am making a mini ticker at the bottom. Do we know what pick this starts off at?
I mean, I would want to say that it's
going to be 18.
Yes, I would assume that it's going to be 18. That's what all the other draft lotteries do. But then again, who knows? Maybe the MLB wants to do something different. It seems like they always want to be different in their own way. So, I mean, I would assume it's 18. Like, if they were to go like reverse order, I think that'd be stupid, and there'd be no climax really. Like, we all want to build it up until the first overall pick, but who
Well,
knows?
no, I
Really,
meant like, is that how high it goes for teams that have a chance, like in terms of it?
like for the draft order.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that'll be
Yeah.
there on the bottom to update everybody live. Harper also asked, now, will the lottery aspect be for who goes first, or is it like any team has a chance to randomly get Max Scherzer? I wish it worked the back end of the way, because if it did, that would be absolutely awesome. But you would also see teams like literally have 140 losses in a season if the Max Scherzers of the world were available. But yes, it does determine who is going first overall in the draft, which for the Pittsburgh Pirates, if depending on, again, as you use the term, who you ask, um, it's very interesting that the Pirates, for the better part of the last couple of years, have had drafts that a lot of people have liked. So, do they add another number one overall pick to the mix again? They already have one in Henry Davis. They get Termar Johnson last year, who was a phenomenal pickup, I think, for the future of this team.
100%.
And then you look at a team like the Nationals, who are also trying to do the same thing. They're in the post Juan Soto era, which I thought I'd never say, because Juan Soto is 23 years old, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're talking about being in the post era of a 23-year-old superstar. It's not something you see every day.
Yeah, not at all. And truly, when you put it that way, a lot of Nationals fans, I can definitely speak for a lot of them. And I know my guy rep the district over there. He's amongst this crowd as well, that Mike Rizzo doesn't draft well. He hasn't drafted well since he took Lucas Giolito, like in 11th overall in the 2012 MLB draft. And before that year, obviously, when he gets in the top 10, he usually hits on those guys. But then again, like, this is someone who has a history in scouting, was a scout for the Arizona Diamondbacks back to where they made to the World Series, back to where he really brought that core to them in the early 2000s, and now signed on with the Nationals in the later 2000s. And, his first few years, when you have a top 5 pick, you're going to draft pretty well. At least that's the expectation. And truly, in my mind, if you're picking in the first round, you have to have someone that's going to help your team eventually down the line. And obviously, that's never the case. But Mike Rizzo, as great as he is as an executive, and as much as I love the guy, he hasn't drafted well, in particular with the first round. So it's kind of just nervous anxiousness right now with me, because one, I want to figure out who we're going to get. I want to figure out where we're going to be picking, because we all know there's one premier name in this draft with Dylan Cruz out of LSU. We all want him. Like, who doesn't want that guy? He hits for power. He gets on base. He's not going to be striking out a ton. And he's just far and away the best prospect we got, or the best prospect in this draft, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
and I haven't looked too much into this draft yet, just because, again, it's so far away still.
exactly.
There's still
Yes.
a lot of time before we find it, a lot of time before we even see what happens in this draft. Also, MLB.com likes to really mess with my stream, I guess. So hopefully you guys can still hear me and everything. But MLB.com really wanted to mess with me here. But I don't know if this is against any kind of rule, considering it's available literally on a website.
I don't know.
Um,
I mean, hey, I think we're going to roll with it.
us. I know that I
But
wasn't supposed to use
we'll see.
highlights, but we're going to get off of this, though, because it is making my computer run really slow for whatever reason. And we have now almost went off the board, and we are back. Beautiful. All right,
There we
sorry
go.
about that, guys. I was going to use MLB.com's draft lottery results to do this, but I'll do what Ryan is probably doing and watch it on my phone.
Yep.
Probably a good time before this kicks off, that if you want to bet on this kind of stuff, make sure you use betonline.net, where the game starts. That was the wrong graphic. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to
Take
get it
two.
right. There it is. All right, so we're going to move that out of the way. Remember, this is a live show, so if you're listening to this on me or Ryan's channel after the fact, or whoever wants to use this, send it to anybody for an episode. Make sure you use betonline.net for all of your betting needs. I use it all the time. I used it to pick the Steelers beating the Atlanta Falcons on money line on betonline.net, a game that I was at on Sunday. So BetOnline is your number one source for sports betting info, stats, news, and analysis. Get the latest odds and trends for every professional and amateur league out there. We're always the fastest and easiest way to get your betting fixed. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more, and BetOnline is where the game starts. I ran through that very quickly because we have news out of the MLB world that is very interesting.
Oh, no.
Based off of what we talked about earlier, and Aiden did not bury the lead for me here. But Mitch Haniger has just signed with the San Francisco Giants.
Whoa.
On a not so cheap deal either.
Oh my God.
3 years, $43 million.
Okay.
The signing, though, according to Jeff Passan, does not take the Giants out of the running for Aaron Judge.
Yes. If you're telling me that the Giants were in on Aaron Judge and they were going to tell your fans, hey, don't worry, we're not going to be getting Aaron Judge, but we got Mitch Haniger. I mean, I would be outraged by that. Mitch Haniger is a fine player. I mean, nothing wrong with him. But I mean, wow, you're giving him a lot of money. And, the Giants haven't really been spending too much. So I guess they can do this. And this is kind of what it's looking like for a team. Like, I think about it this way. Back in 2011, when the Nationals were starting to get some of these younger prospects coming up and flourishing in the majors, we signed Jason Worth to that huge deal that everyone was like, why the hell would you give this guy that money? And it's really just mainly just to help them, Like, it's just something to where when you're a bad team or when you've been a poor team in the past, especially recently, you're going to have to overspend for someone like that to come into your system and really just truly want to play there, especially leaving the Mariners. Obviously, he was going to be gone from the Mariners. We all knew that. But still, I mean, that's a weird, bizarre signing. I did not see that coming. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, that was very out of left field.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to see. It's 3 years, $44.5 million. I mean, this is, wow.
Aiden, I don't know if I am allowed to, so I'm going to err at the side of caution and say no. I know that I was showing or trying to show it before, but one, I was making my computer have a stroke, and two, I don't know if I'm allowed to do it. Summoning Salt also says the Giants have been targeting 2 outfielders, so it makes sense. By the way, some of the names to be thrown out there as possible number 1 overall picks in the 2023 draft: Max Clark, Dylan Cruz, Chase Dollander, Walter Jenkins, Wyatt Langford, and Paul Skenes, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
It's almost feels like, and you know what, you're right. Like, you can't really talk about these guys because, one, there's a whole season of baseball to be played for these guys to either get injured or for someone to jump someone else. But I don't know. Like, it's when you're a bad team like the Pirates and the Nationals are right now, there's not too much to get excited about. We're not in the race for Aaron Judge, but what we are we're in the race for the number 1 overall pick. And then with that number 1 overall pick comes with a little bit of hope. Maybe we can get the next Bryce Harper again. Maybe the next Steven Strasburg. Someone who's an impact kind of player that's going to be a nice little cherry on top in your farm system. So it's just interesting, That's why I think tonight will be exciting, but I will say if the Nationals don't get the number 1 overall pick, I will be angry. Very angry. Because all of last season was for nothing.
All right,
That's
so
just
I'm
how I see it.
looking at other people who are also streaming this right now and seeing if they are showing the audio or the video. I think that'll also help me here in terms of if I'm allowed to do this or not. Uh, so
Okay.
we're gonna throw we're gonna throw a the Pirates should indeed get Victor Wembanyama. That would be absolutely amazing.
Yes.
So we're going to try this again, and hopefully my computer does not have a panic attack. So everybody, bear with me here on this one. We'll try this again. Now I'm not going to share the audio though. I will share the video, but I'm not going to share the audio. It
we
does
just
look
all we
like.
gotta all we gotta
Hold on.
see are the ping pong balls. That's all we gotta see. And then is it gonna be? It's got to be Rob Manfred up there doing that because I know like in the NBA they have like the assistant commissioner or whatever. Do we know if it's gonna be Manfred up there like pulling out the balls and being like, hey, like the
It does
Nationals
not
get the number
appear.
1 pick? So I don't know. Let's see.
Dude, it's not what I asked for.
I am checking all sorts of Twitter right now. Kyle Glazer has been on it for Baseball America. This looks like he's out there. About to be announced. Mike Rizzo representing the Nationals, Billy Owens representing the Athletics, and Joe Delicari representing the Pirates. I think I butchered his last name. He's got a tough one.
It's a Decolary, I believe, actually, is how you pronounce it. But I've been told in reviews that I do not know. I thought this was Ethan Smith, the host who does the most, of course. Yes. Well, I'm trying to do the most right now as they are announcing picks. So hold on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. Again, the last time this happened, my entire thing almost went nuts. So let's hope it doesn't happen this time. So the Milwaukee Brewers are at 18. So we've stayed chalk so far.
Okay, there we go. No upset yet.
So if I'm going to do this, then we're going to go away from this. We're going to do this.
So Milwaukee at 18. No surprise yet. The
Welcome
Orioles
in, by the way, everybody.
Yes, welcome in, everyone.
Okay.
Did you see 17? Oh.
Yes, so that's the Orioles.
Okay.
Whoop. There we go.
We got it on the
How
screen.
well this plays. It's going to play like crap, but
yep.
Everybody asked for it. There it is.
We're getting some video up on here so we can react in real time. I'm actually seeing this on my phone right now, but I'm not going to spoil anything.
Oh, no, we have it up.
Oh, yeah, we got it right there. It's perfect.
Might be a little behind.
It's a little, but it's fine. It's only a couple seconds, you know.
We got the White Sox.
Gosh. Can we just get down to the top 6? That's all we care about.
I was going to say, dude, all of this is going to be talk.
First off, they're rolling through these right now. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. I was going to say, and others, they'll sit there and they will not, they don't care at all.
They want to milk this, but apparently not the MLB.
Oh, there we go. Now we're live.
There we go. All right.
Angels. I just skipped like 3 picks, so sorry if you're a Boston, Chicago, or Arizona fan, but you found out where you're at.
It's fine. They'll be good.
So Minnesota has already jumped.
Yep.
Oh, God, dude.
All right.
So Minnesota has jumped and the Marlins have dropped. So the Rockies are at 9. This is still serving well for the Ethan Smith and Ryan Clary crowd. So Colorado also dropped a spot.
Yes.
Which means Kansas City also just dropped a spot.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
So that means Minnesota might have a top 3 pick.
And they're also in the race for Carlos Correa again, which is, I mean, I don't know what it is with Minnesota. They've been lucky. They are rolling through this right now.
The Reds. Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Inject the NL Central getting screwed over in my veins. Do it.
All right.
All of my Pirates faithful, I know you're happy about that. All right. Well, they ripped through all that. Oh, this is great. Mike, don't.
Yeah,
Mike,
I saw that.
Mike, no, we're not doing that.
No bad vibes, Mike. No bad vibes between the Pirates and the Nats right now. We are just vibing away, trying to get a good pick. That's all we want. We all want our team to do well. So,
I am cutting away from commercials, though, because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do that. So we are cutting away.
So, wow. I mean,
Minnesota has made the jump from 13 to the top 6.
Which is wild, by the way. I mean, I'm trying to find the up because I didn't screenshot that. Let me see if MLB Network is putting that out quickly. But just real quick about the product. I mean, they were rolling through those picks. Like I thought this was going to be milked out every minute or so. But oh my God, I mean, they wasted no time with that.
Well, they're in San Diego. They got to go get dinner.
That's true. You'll catch the beach. So the Angels have the 11th overall pick. That sucks for them. I feel like they're a team that just can never get it right. And they're going to forever be stuck in mediocrity. Maybe that's just me. I just always kind of pictured them as a team that gets unlucky. A team that obviously they have Mike Trout. They signed Anthony Rendon. They got Shohei Ohtani. But geez, man. Los Angeles Angels.
The biggest recap was that Minnesota was slated to have number 13 and is going to be somewhere in the top 6. The top 3, the Nationals, the Athletics, and the Pirates, are all still alive. Cincinnati dropped. Kansas City dropped. Unless you do something like bang on trash cans in the World Series, Sam, no. Sorry to throw that out there. But we are going to pull this back up now because it appears that we are away from commercials. This is all MLB Network stuff, so
we all want to see Mad Dog, right?
Pirates rants, I'll take it. Anytime the league can screw over the Reds, I'm for it. Also, World Baseball Classic. That's going to be very fun. I'm very excited for that.
Any Pirates headed up there?
Oh, I don't think so.
For now. The Nationals, I mean, we would have had Juan Soto. I mean, Nelson Cruz is like the GM for Team Dominican Republic, so that'll be kind of cool to see. But other than that, let's make a major league roster first. How about that for our Nationals team?
But that'll also be some very nice preseason, off-season coverage for us.
I'm excited for March. I'm really excited for the World Baseball Classic. I seriously can't wait. We all remember
David Bednar is playing for Team USA. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Okay. Then, but I could say with really when it comes, we all remember that when Adam Jones robbed Manny Machado in the World Baseball Classic in San Diego. That was one of the best moments of just watching baseball. A former teammate, both stars on their team with the Baltimore Orioles, and just robbing Manny Machado with a home run. Outstanding.
I am also seeing Texas moved up as well as a guarantee. Oh, this is great. Also, thank you to the more than 100 people we have here watching this right now.
This is awesome.
Here's where the milking comes in because they're going to take their time now.
All right.
That A's guy looks way too happy.
He knows something. All right. Oh, yeah.
Is Minnesota really about to mess around and get the number 1 overall pick?
I mean, oh my God. What is happening? I feel bad for the A's. That sucks. That could have been any of us. All right. Okay.
The Twins do not. They stay at 5.
Respectable. All right.
Dude.
This is tough.
So you still have Detroit and Texas who have 6 and 7 odds. This is weird.
This is Rob Manfred is okay.
Okay, Texas
All
is at
right.
4.
All right.
So the Pirates are guaranteed a top 3 pick,
Yep.
as well as the Nationals. Detroit is the big mover here. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
Detroit,
Okay.
okay.
All
So
right.
we're
It's down to
now
us.
okay. It is
It's down
down
to
to the
us.
Nationals and the Pirates here.
Perfect timing, Ethan.
The
All right,
most
Ethan,
excitement we'll get all off season.
Call your shot. Who's getting the number 1 pick right now?
You guys are gonna
I say
get
it's
it.
No, it's you guys. It's you guys. It's you guys. And of course, they're gonna come in a little bit of coverage here. But here's the thing. This is why we sucked. We sucked for this moment right here. We need the number 1 overall pick. We need all the talent in the world. But I will say, a top 2 pick regardless, I'm happy with. I'm perfectly fine with. After seeing all these teams getting jumped over, I mean, at least we're not the Oakland A's. At least we're not them. They got, man, and same with the Reds. I mean,
Yeah,
they got a bad deal here.
I did turn the chat off because I do think that I am behind. But it's okay.
Yeah. I know. All right. All right. All right. Come on. All right. Come on. You kidding?
Oh my lord.
Rigged.
The Pittsburgh Pirates will have the number 1 overall pick for the second time in 3 years.
Well, congrats, Ethan.
Oh my god.
Congrats. I know there's a lot more Pirates people in here. But man, can't we just have something? We've lost Juan Soto, Trey Turner. Trey Turner signed with the Phillies yesterday. Josh Bell signed with the Guardians yesterday. Max Scherzer is now teamed up with Justin Verlander yet again in the NL East. I was thinking, hey, they're going to throw us a bone. We're going to get the number 1 overall pick this year. And of course, course.
And Ben Cherington is now on our screens.
Oh.
There was no doubt about it.
I mean, hey, congratulations to you guys, man. That's awesome. You guys get the number 1 pick. So you're going to add some talent, man.
I mean, yeah, but this is great. Fun stuff. I'm loving this. That's an interesting way to do it. I definitely think if we're going to go ahead and recap the draft lottery, the big winners, of course, are the Pirates and the Nationals for staying in the top 2. Minnesota moving up from 13 to 5 is very interesting.
Yeah.
The Tigers also and the Rangers, pretty much the whole top 5 is the big winners here.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Tigers, the Rangers, and the Twins all move up. The Nationals and the Pirates, for lack thereof of, the odds based being the same, they didn't really drop per se.
Yeah. They all have the same odds, so.
But definitely the Reds and the A's.
They got
big losers there.
I actually feel bad for the Reds. I know you don't. They're in the division, which if the Marlins, they slid down a slot, I believe, which is fine. They deserve that, in my opinion. But listen, like Oakland A's, I feel like they got a raw deal, man. And that's also what comes with this lottery thing. Teams get a raw deal sometimes, which kind of just sucks, Like, I think if your team is bad, then you should probably get whatever pick you deserve, like in just a normal draft, like in the NFL draft, like the MLB draft has been forever, besides this past year when they negotiated this new CBA. But therefore, hey, like, our teams are fine. Like, I'll take the second overall pick. I'll take it. Maybe hopefully the Pirates draft a stunner again, and the Nationals end up with the number 1 overall prospect. That would be kind of nice. But Who knows? That's still months and months away from the equation here.
Well, assuming things stay chalk, you really think the Pirates are going to lose out on the opportunity to have not one but two Cruzes on their roster?
I mean,
Spelled differently, mind you.
yeah, like
Especially if they trade Reynolds. Nah, you don't draft for need in the MLB draft. Who am I kidding?
yeah,
Who am I
it's
kidding?
who's got a cheaper price tag. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
with Henry Davis, like that was a shocking pick when that came in.
it really
So
was. I remember it was who was the shortstop that Marcelo Meyer. That was the name I heard the whole month of before the
yeah,
MLB draft. It was Marcelo Meyer this, Marcelo Meyer that, and then this, and then they came out and got Henry Davis, as you mentioned, and the Pirates, of course, make it official on Twitter. Again, to mention this, I don't think anybody needs a reminder here as Pirates fans or even Nationals fans. But this will be the second time in 3 years that the Pittsburgh Pirates will be selecting number one overall. We do remember it was Henry Davis in 2021, Termar Johnson last year. What do the Pirates do this year? What do the Nationals do this year? We probably won't talk about the MLB draft again on the Locked On Podcast Network for a while, but this adds a little bit of excitement to the offseason, even if it is a temporary excitement. But
yeah,
don't forget tomorrow as well, guys, Locked On Pirates listeners. And again, I will probably be doing the same thing, extending the invitation out to any of the show hosts who want to come on. I will be live during the Rule 5 draft tomorrow as well, around 5:30 Eastern time. So we'll be live for that. That should also be a pretty fun time. Ryan, where can people find you and all of your work here on the Locked On Podcast Network?
So you can follow Locked On Nationals at Twitter at LO_Nationals. And you can also find my personal Twitter at Ryan Clary 11, which is also on the screen there, which you are watching on your screen. So you'll be able to find that. Follow me. I talk all things sports, as you do as well, Ethan. We're not just, we're, of course, we major in baseball, but we like to dabble in other things too.
Oh, yeah, of course. And guys, you already know where to find me at MVP_Ethan or at Locked On Pirates is where you can find me, these live streams, and all of your offseason content on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Thank you for tuning in today to the Pittsburgh Pirates MLB Draft Lottery live watch along. You guys are the best. Thank you for getting the numbers over 100. I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. But see
Awesome.
you guys on the flip side tomorrow during the Rule 5 draft.